Hey YouTube, it's your beekeeper here. Got a little bit of rain yesterday and last night, so it's awesome. Got a little sunshine. I got a whole box of parts for this Volkswagen. You can't buy a $150 car and expect not to spend a bunch of money putting it back on the road, but that'll be another video. What I'm going to do today is what's underneath this blue tarp. If you guys remember, the end of 2019, I brought this Yamaha TerraPro home because it lost spark, and here it is sat for a year. You know, January I got in that motorcycle accident. That took several months for me to get back in line, and then just everything in 2020 seemed to poop in the bed. So it's time, it's about due. It was my intention to make this TerraPro into the snowplow for the El Rancho property, and let's see if we can get it running today. Bring you back in a minute. Alright, the free TerraPro that I'm actually into this for a few $100s. I just spent $86 on it. I don't know if you remember, this thing lost spark when Skippy and I were up in, I believe it was November, late November, early December 2019. We messed with it up there for a bit. We felt it was maybe the CDI, so I brought it home. There's a body for it. Brought it home, and truth be told, we uncovered this a few months ago. I didn't get video of it because the video didn't come out really good, honestly. We sat here and we troubleshot this system. We spent about 4 hours on it, the two of us, and I'm not saying we're geniuses, but between the two of us, we got about a third of a brain to work with, and we went through this whole system, no spark. We put a different coil on it, we tested the stator. The coil tested good, the stator tested good. We couldn't test the CDI. So I found a place on the interweb that repairs CDI and ignition control modules. They had the schematic for this year, for this CDI. So I sent it to them. With shipping, it was like $84, $83, $84, something like that, for them to tell me that the CDI is good. So that's a good thing. I think it's money well spent, because I think there's a bad safety switch somewhere. So I went on the old YouTube, dug out a little bit deeper into the videos, and I found a guy that has a couple of these. I think he has 3 of them. And he talks about the safety switches and the sequence of events which would kill spark to this. And I thought it was a really good 20-minute video, absolutely worth the watch. I've watched it a few times. And I'm just hoping that, and that was honestly in the back of our mind, mostly in the back of Skippy's mind, because he kept saying it over and over again. He goes, damn it, he goes, I wish we had started it up when we first got up there before we started messing with things. Because we got up there, I don't know if you remember, it was naked like this. I think the wheels were off of it too. We put everything back together, we started messing with things, pushing and pulling on stuff, and then when we tried to start it, put the body on it, and we tried to start it, it didn't run. I think we've done something with one of the safety switches, and I'm hoping, now that I know the CDI works, I'm really going to dig up what I need to do. Anyway, let me pull this thing out to over here, put a few things out of the way, and this could be a really fun video if I do get spark back into this thing, because I'm going to build a snowplow. I'm not going to build a snowplow. I'm going to modify the existing snowplow that I built for the Gilson tractor to work on this tractor. And put a winch on this thing, put some lights on it, put it back together, and make this a perfect little ranch rig. So let's get her out. We'll be right back. So I guess right now it looks like I'm in high. This is the detent ball. I don't know what that is. And if you have it in reverse or in high, I guess you can't start the rig. It kills spark to it. I know we messed with this. I know we messed with the differential lock. And maybe this switch is causing things not to work. This carburetor's not full of water. Get this out of the way. So actually what I'm going to do, since I'm by myself today, as I am most days, do some diagnostics on this thing with the camera down and see. Get this thing running. I'm probably going to need a new belt for this cooling fan. That's just my thought. Where is the safety switch for this? Because the switch for this is here. I bet the high-low safety switch is one of those guys. Huh. Anyway, I'm going to plug this thing in. I know that's the tail light. Good grief. We'll be right back. Let's see what I can come up with. Oh boy. So I had the camera off for a while because I just needed to really pay attention to what I was doing. And I went through this entire system electrically, and I identified, because I don't have a wiring diagram for this, so I went through and I found and identified this is the relay that does the ignition kill when you've got this hand throttle on, right? If the hand throttle is activated, this is for when you're cutting grass or whatever, you can control your throttle. This thing is broken on the throttle thing, but I don't really care. Regardless, when you get it out of absolute zero, this thing cuts off, which kills the spark, which is fine. That's doing what it's supposed to do. That's where the CDI goes. Where do my relays go? Over there. So I identified what all these relays do. This turns on with ignition, and then it dies when the PTO is engaged. That's the lever to the right of the handlebars. This is the relay that kills your engine on high temp. This is the relay that kills your engine when you're in reverse, or won't let you start the rig when it's in reverse. Reverse actually kills 2 relays when you put it in reverse. And then this is a start relay. This is the start solenoid. This is the start relay, and all that stuff works. All these relays click and pop and do what they're supposed to do. And then you've got these 2 wires that these plug into the CDI. This one is for the 3-point, right? Because there's a safety switch here, right here. If that safety switch is engaged, which means you've got an implement hooked up here, it won't let you back up. It'll kill the ignition. That's this one. And then this is the differential lock. Apparently, if the diff lock is locked or something, it kills the ignition. But either way, these are both ground triggers. So what I did was I grounded out on the other side of this. I just took the lead that came out of the CDI is over. The CDI is bagged in the garage right now. And I grounded out these leads, and it still didn't create a spark. So what's left? The coil works. I do know the coil works because I put another coil in here. I'd like to think the coil works. I don't know. So I took this apart to look for the stator, to see if there was any obvious signs of stator failure. Here's what we have. Now this stator is readily available, unlike the CDI, which is impossible to find. That shit is impossible because that's very specific to the 3 years that this rig was made. But this 350 engine was put in other Yamahas. The Big Bear is the first one that comes to mind. There's another Yamaha of this vintage with a 350. But these stators I can get for 40 bucks with the magnetic pickups. So what's interesting is, let me get this hooked up with the ohm meter, because I need 2 hands to do it. And let me show you what I did find that's going on with this device here. LED, yellow is your common for both pickups, even though there's only 3 wires. Yellow is your common. See, I had to cut the insulation away, and because there are 4 wires on these mag pickups. You got this beige colored and a blue, yellow and green, and then what they did was they tied in. No, the beige color is only because I got the white. I'm sorry, white and yellow tied into one yellow lead leading out. So let me get my leads here. Yellow's your common. So I'm on ohms right now with an alarm. If I plug it into this magnetic pickup, where's a piece of metal? I just had one in my hand, didn't I? Idiot. It's right here. So if I replicate the little metal on the flywheel that passes, it creates signal. Okay, as the magnetic pass is passed. And then if we go to the other magnet, what? Well, now it works. You sons of a bitch, you didn't work a minute ago. Wait, what was I getting? Hold on. Why did I get something that time, but nothing? Yeah, it's nothing. I got a bad wire somewhere. What's going on here? Well, we got a bad wire in here somewhere. Because there should be a quick spike when you first hook up the ohm meter, and then it equalizes. So the pickup works on this top magnet here. See, here's the problem is I'm going to sit here and mess with this when I should just throw this away, because the wire's probably like right, this one feels, the white one feels really loose. There, now I can't mess with it anymore. Look at that. So anyway, there's your quick lesson on stupidity. Two pickups. I'm not sure why it has two pickups, but what's interesting on the flywheel, you've got your two markers, your two tabs, right? That's for one, that's for the other. They're offset by several degrees, 10 degrees probably, 20 degrees, no, I don't think that's quite 20 degrees. That's 90, that's 45. That might be close to 20 degrees difference. I wonder what that's all about. But obviously this is used on several other Yamahas, because for $38 shipped, I can get all of this, which is what I'm going to do. But more rain in the forecast. If I drop this thing back on its wheels, it's going to puke oil. So I'm just going to leave it on its side. My house is going to look like a redneck paradise. Got a quad on its side, got a smashed up bug in front of the house, big lifted four-wheel drive truck, old ass camping trailer. But you know what? I don't care. I honestly don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. So I'm going to put a blue tarp over this thing. I'll probably gently set this back over here just in case we do get any water. It won't cause any problems. But I'm going to secure this thing, make sure it doesn't roll over completely into the bug. I'm going to order this part today from the good old, well, I don't even know if eBay. I just found it quickly on eBay, but I'm going to search around a little bit on the interweb. Maybe I'll find it cheaper. But 38 bucks is... So what am I into this thing for? So far the freebie thing, I'm into it for about 300 and low side of 300 bucks right now. Spent a couple $100. I want to say it was $250 for that plastic, the front plastic and the rack, because I got, I think the back rack. The back rack I bought, and I bought that plastic on eBay, and I want to say it was $250 shipped. Sounds about right. And then I spent 80 something bucks on getting the CDI tested from this place. Carmo Electronics. They're out of the Netherlands. They're awesome. www.carmo.nl. But look, not defective, response to all signals. Quality test okay. So the CDI is fine. So anyway, so this is it. This is next. I'll bring you along for another video once this comes in the mail. I'm going to get that order today. All right, thanks for watching. Gotta go, gotta run. See ya.